Hey guys, today Cricket and I are going to show you 3 behaviors your horse should know if you want to try trick training.
I'm going to talk about 3 behaviors you may find useful if you want to trick train your horse. A lot of the tricks I teach incorporate or build on these behaviors. I'm going to talk about touching or targeting, dropping the head, and backing up. To teach all 3 of these behaviors, you'll need a halter and a lead rope and horse training treats. Starting with targeting. A lot of people use a specific target tool to teach this, but I just use my hands. This is for the same reason I use my mouth instead of an actual clicker. I just find it useful that I don't have to remember an extra tool to use for training. Targeting is probably one of the most versatile behaviors I'm going to show you today, and it can be used to train a lot of tricks and behaviors. I personally use it a lot when trailer loading, teaching a horse to stand on a pedestal. I'll sometimes use it to help build confidence around a scary object, or training a horse to follow me at liberty. To start, I stand with a treat in my hand and hold out my closed fist and say, touch. When the horse touches my hand, I will click and open the hand to reward them with the treat. Once your horse is consistently reaching out to touch your hand when you cue it, you can move a little bit further away. I leave my lead line attached at first and only move 1 or 2 steps out of range. Once your horse has mastered that, you can slowly start expanding the distance you ask the horse to close to touch the target, or you can use your target to have the horse follow you. Be sure to vary where you put the target. Sometimes you're going to want to put it to the left of their head, to the right of their head, up high, or down low. Another behavior I like to teach is dropping the head when pressure is applied to the halter. This is useful for training your horse to cooperate for having its face washed, bridling, and I found it helps the horse take a deep breath and relax. In addition to these husbandry tasks, you can use it to teach a horse the beginning of lay down, or build on it and create a bow command. To start, I have my lead rope attached to the halter and gently apply downward pressure while saying my cue, head down. As soon as the horse softens and drops its head even a little bit, I click and reward. I find that most relaxed horses pick this one up pretty quickly, so once your horse starts to understand the cue, you can build on this to ask them to reach down further and touch the ground or hold their head lower for a little bit longer. If your horse isn't responding to the gentle pressure on the halter to drop its head, you can use the first behavior and ask the horse to target your hand. Put your hand down below their nose and ask them to drop their head to touch it, and that will help them begin to understand the cue. Finally, I like to teach my horses to back up using positive reinforcement. I find this is really helpful to keep them respectful when I'm training with treats, to reinforce that they shouldn't crowd my personal space, and that coming closer won't get them a treat. Most horses already know how to back up, so usually what we're doing is retraining this behavior with positive reinforcement. What I will do is put the lightest amount of pressure I can on the chest or the halter and ask the horse to take a step back. When the horse even just shifts its weight back, I will click and reward. Continue asking the horse to step back from the lightest amount of pressure and continue building this behavior until the horse will back off from just your voice and pointing at their chest.
Good.
As I mentioned, I use this when I'm trick training my horses to make sure that they don't crowd me or come in on me to get their treats. It's also used in some forms of bow where you ask your horse to back up and kneel down. And I also find it incredibly useful when I'm trying to take a picture of my horse by myself and he might want to get too close up near the camera. All of these behaviors are pretty straightforward and pretty simple to train, but remember to build up each one slowly and reward generously, especially in the beginning when the horse is trying to understand what you want. Once your horse starts to understand these basic building blocks of behavior, you can build on them, mix and match, and create new behaviors by shaping the ones that they already know. So, if you want to try trick training with your horse, get started with these 3 behaviors, then maybe get creative and create your own trick. If you have any questions, leave a comment below. Thanks for watching.